This video is to explain our next novel that we're going to be reading, The Westing Game. If you go into our Blackboard course and look in the course contents link, you'll see a folder for The Westing Game, and in that folder you'll see a link to a book trailer introducing the book. I'm very excited to read this book. It's actually the first time I've read it in this class. I chose it for a couple of reasons. One is it was a very favorite book of my students when I taught sixth grade, and I recently went back and reread it over the recent Christmas break and was reminded of what a great book it is. So I'm excited for you to read it and see what you think of it. I'll tell you, it's a mystery, and it's it has a very much a surprise ending. So I hope that you will enjoy it. Let's talk a little bit about what you're going to be doing with the book and then how to get the book. So in your course packet, I have scrolled to the section called The Westing Game, and it shows what your activity is. I want to show you this before you start reading the book so you can kind of think about it while you're reading. I'm going to ask you to, for the activity that's due at the end of the book when we have our discussion, and so that activity is actually due on February 20th, so it's a couple weeks away. But I'm going to ask you to think about your experience with reading this book as an e-book, and I'll talk in a few minutes about how to get the book. So what I'm going to ask you to do is write a response to these prompts here. So I'd like you to just copy these, paste them into your paper, and then underneath each prompt, I want you to write your response. And why don't you make it italics or red or bold or something so I can easily find your response and separate it from the prompts here. So I want you to think about how you read this book as an ebook and what that ebook reading experience was like. And so when you have that finished in a couple of weeks, you'll upload it into Blackboard in the assignments link just like you did with your Charlotte's Web assignment. So let's talk for a minute about how to get the book. So some of you probably have some ebook reading experience. Some of you, this may be a new experience for you. So if you already know how to do this, you actually could stop the video right now if you've read a book on an electronic device before. But if you haven't, here's what you'll need to do. You can purchase the book either from Amazon or Barnes & Noble. There might even be some other places, but I'm an Amazon person. I don't mean to be biased against Barnes & Noble. You certainly can buy the book there too. You can see the book is $5.98. And to purchase this book online, you do have to set up an account, whether you're an Amazon or Barnes & Noble. So you'll set up your account, and for our purposes, you must read the book as an ebook. You could purchase it in paper. It actually is a little bit more expensive, but I want you to have that experience of reading the book as an ebook, and here's why. Lots and lots of children are reading ebooks. It's a very popular way for reading both in the classroom and out of the classroom. Many school districts are moving to one-to-one device initiatives. In fact, just last week, Shawnee Mission School District in Kansas City announced that they'll be purchasing iPads for all of their elementary students and MacBooks for all of their middle and high school students. It's in Emporia School District, students are using the Google device. And in other districts, they're using different devices, Kindles, Nooks. So the devices are infiltrating into the classrooms, and I want you to have an experience of reading a novel on an e-device before you get to the classroom. So like I said, for some of you, this won't be new. For some of you, this will be your first experience. So to get this book, you have to have an account, and you'll have to purchase it as an ebook. Now, if you're purchasing it from Amazon, you can choose the device that you'll read the book on, just like Barnes & Noble. And on Amazon, you can read this book on an iPhone, iPad, Android, and on a desktop computer if you have Windows. So think about what's going to be your best device for reading the book, and that's the format that you'll want to purchase that book in. I can't really give you more specific instructions than that because everybody has different devices. So the best thing I can tell you is get started trying to get the book onto your device. It will take you some time to figure that out if this is your first time, and so you'll want to do that right away so you can get started reading, because our discussion is on February 20th, which is just a short time away. It's just a couple of weeks. So you need to access the book as soon as you can so you can get started with reading. Let me know if you have any problems. Otherwise, we'll be talking about this book in class soon.